And what's going on, Read My Lips people? We are back. So, man, oh man, do I have some crazy news for you guys today. I'll start it off with this. I want to say about 2 days ago, I was on the Nerds for Yang podcast. The link is in the card above. Feel free to click that and check it out. We have some really big things happening. And we're trying to raise $50K for Yang in this November month. So please check that out. And there's also a link in the description below to donate to Andrew Yang. Now that that's out of the way, Tom on Nerds for Yang had said something interesting. He said, when he first started his channel, and even till now, sometimes in the comment section, he'll come across people saying that Yang is a Chinese spy and he's infiltrating and he's trying to make this, a communist place and all sorts of just crazy, different, off-the-wall accusations.
He's a difficult person to go after. He doesn't really have any open wounds like Elizabeth Warren has. If you want to go as far as her ancestry or even down her policies, they're really easy to get at. Joe Biden, he's really easy to get at with the Hunter Biden Ukraine thing. With Bernie, he's probably going to try to call him a crazy socialist. If he sees open wounds, he goes for it. Andrew Yang really doesn't have those wounds, so there's nothing for Trump really to go after, whether it's substantive or not. There's nothing really there.
Now, I will share with you guys, when I started this channel, there were a lot of sort of negative comments on some of my early videos, and still to this day, I see some of them here and there, where the accusation is that Yang is a secret spy for China. Now, I mean, knowing that his parents came from Taiwan, and that's like the farthest thing as a mainland Chinese spy, but a lot of voters may not get the nuance, and they may not realize he was born in the United States, his parents immigrated legally, they worked, his father worked for freaking IBM and GE. This is not the society we live in. Some people were just quick to say oh yeah, he's a spy for China.
And honestly, I've seen the same thing, and usually I ignore them. A lot of them get sent to the spam, and I don't have to pay too much attention to them. But I've seen that, and it was interesting that he brought that up, because clearly it's happening to him too. Well, Azealia Banks, who I'm just going to be forthright with you guys, who I can't stand. She's such a hack. She's horrible. Oh my God, she's horrible. Oh, Jesus. But Azealia Banks allegedly thinks Andrew Yang is a Chinese spy. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, this is real. And she posted it on Instagram and later deleted it because she probably realized she's a fucking idiot. But Azealia Banks, who I'm not clarifying her as a rapper, she just exists. She went after Andrew Yang in one of her Instagram stories, accusing him of being a Chinese spy. She's 28 years old. She's from Harlem, and I'm sorry, Harlem, but she's an idiot. And she stands strongly against Andrew Yang. And she's vehemently in support of Kamala Harris, who is ready to drop the fuck off any moment now. I'm looking at my watch. She'll be gone any moment. Bye, Kamala. Bye. Right? She's one of the elite. She's a top contender. She was so smug. Kamala Harris was so smug. And when she finally bows out, I will celebrate with joy and liquor. But anyways, she's in support of Kamala Harris. And is strongly against Yang because she's not ready for a United States of China. And states there hasn't been any reparations yet. This is, listen, if you're in the African American community and you're talking about reparations, stop it. Stop asking candidates about reparations. All right? You're not going to get what you want to hear. Either they're going to lie to you or you're not going to get, they're going to talk about baby bonds. I think that's what Booker was talking about. You're not going to get what you want to hear. And Kamala Harris isn't for reparations either. So you sound ridiculous. Stop it. And Azealia Banks is only for Kamala Harris because she's of African American descent. That is it. That's it. There's no other reason. Their ideals don't align. Azealia Banks was for Trump the prior election, right? She is simply for Kamala Harris because she's brown. Period. End of discussion. But she said, and I quote, "Call me xenophobic if you wish, but he is to China what random Russian American civilian spies are to Putin," right? And then went on to say, she's not ready for the United States of China. Man, oh man. Azealia, you make for great material. You make for some great material. Hilarious. She said, this country has yet to issue a final apology for slavery to African Americans. Right? Wow. I'll be damned if China takes control of this country before my black ass gets the piece of the American pie I'm owed. Azealia, you're not getting any, first of all, you're not owed anything. Get off your high horse. You're so high, Sadiddy. You're never getting anything. Ever. You got nothing. Nothing. You're getting nothing. You're 5 foot nothing. 100 pounds of nothing. Hold on, my cell phone's ringing. Hello? It's nothing. He says he knows you. You're not getting anything. Stop it. Stop it. And you sound ridiculous. You sound ridiculous. And I just don't understand how she even came to be acknowledged. Like there's actual rappers that acknowledge her. There's people that acknowledge her. I just don't get it. I just don't get it. She made herself look real stupid. And this isn't the first time she said some stupid, shit online. This is her norm. Like I remember seeing a post of it was Kamala Harris just standing there. She wasn't doing anything in particular in her blue suit. And Azealia Banks was like, "Yes, Kamala," at Kamala Harris. Like, you're so, I don't even have the words to describe. I detest Azealia Banks. Just go to her Twitter and just scroll up and down her Twitter and listen to just read what she's saying. I encourage you, if you want some laughter and maybe some sadness to enter your life, go to Azealia Banks' Twitter, scroll up and down that bitch, and quite a shock to the system. But yeah, she's not ready for Andrew Yang. Screw whatever policies he's offering. Screw whatever he's putting forth, right? It's his race. She doesn't like his race. So screw that. She's doing the head, the whole head moving bullshit. Screw that. I ain't having no Chinese. She sounds ridiculous. And people take her serious. If you take her serious, log the fuck off. Log off. Click the X button. Get out of this video. Because your feelings are just going to be hurt. Because she's such a shill. She's such a shill. It's, oh man. So I just had to bring this to you guys because, wow. And, this goes back to, I dropped a video and it was about the Evelyn Yang ad, right? In it, I said, great things about the ad and how I felt about the ad. But I said, Michelle Obama, if she ran, she'd sweep everyone, right? And so many people in my comment section were like, I disagree, and et cetera, et cetera. And you are not taking into account, A, the black vote, and B, the women vote, okay? Now, I did a study, right? I did a study yesterday. It was actually the day before, 2 days ago. And I went around to about 50 people, okay? And expect that upload soon. I'll have that upload soon. I went around to about 50 people. And I straight up asked them, 50 random ethnicities, men and women. I believe it was 53 people. And I straight up asked them if they would vote for Michelle Obama if she ran, and every single one of them said yes. Every single one of them. Right? She is the last of the old guard that can do something like that. Because if you're on this channel, if you're on a couple other channels, right, a lot of my listeners and a lot of people in this political field, and you know, on YouTube, right, the news field on YouTube, and they have political savvy, and they pay attention to policies. But what you're not taking into account is the average American. You're not taking into account is nostalgia. You're not taking into account how many people actually look at ethnicity as a factor for voting. You're not taking into account how many people look at gender as a factor for voting. Now, to me personally, I can care less about the gender. I can care less about your race. And I can care less about your age. Not everybody agrees on my channel here that age is an issue, right? I don't care about age. I can care less. As long as within the 8 years you're still going to be alive, that you can do 2 terms or fulfill a term, and that your policies align with my ideals. That's all I care about. That's it. If you know somebody's 72, I'm not just going to X them out because you're too old, get out of here. Like, no. Not if their policies are correct, but I don't want to get off on a tangent. There are many people that value those things for some odd reason. And I actually got into a debate because I was thinking the same way as you guys were. That, you know, it's about policy driven. Like, there are things we care about. Medicare for all, obviously universal basic income is you know, something that's been brought forth. There are policy things that us, the American people, care about, and it's true. But I was really undervaluing surface level things like race and gender. And I with, you know, an old coworker of mine, actually, we were going back and forth about it, and you know, he was talking about how many people vote based off emotion and based off of things besides policy. And since I'm knee deep into politics, and a lot of you watching are knee deep into politics, we tend to overlook that. And after I did this social experiment and went to these people, even I was shocked because not a single one of them said they would not vote for Michelle Obama. They would all vote for Michelle Obama. And a lot of them said, oh, she's a woman. And some of them said how we need grace and civility back in the White House and stuff like that. People actually care about things like that. And again, it's weird to me, but that's how some voters think. So, you know, as I was talking to somebody in my comment section when I told them about the social experiment, they said, man, that's sad. And I can't say I don't agree. But I believe she's the last of the old guard. After this next election cycle, I don't think there's anybody that's going to be able to do it. But as of right now, I think she could. And I know a lot of you are going to disagree. But the actual people, you know, that aren't watching us on YouTube and are just living their everyday lives, going to work and coming home and watching CNN and all this other stuff, that's how a lot of them think. And Azealia Banks is an offset of that kind of mind state. She only likes Kamala Harris because she's African American. And she literally knows nothing or cares to know anything about Andrew Yang. She literally said she does not want a United States of China. There are people out here that think like this. When I said the Michelle Obama thing, you were giving people way too much credit. Way too much credit. Right? There are people like her that think like this. Right? And if you go way back in the archives of my channel, I covered one. It was about Elizabeth Warren. I covered it about how there was there were interviews. I think it was the girl from the Young Turks. Was it Emma? It might have been. I can't remember who was doing the interview. And she interviewed some people about Warren, and most of the people said it's time for a woman president. Right? They threw that in there. They weren't talking about Yang and you know how universal basic income can help them out. They weren't talking about Bernie right? They weren't talking about, they were literally talking about surface level things that at the end of the day are not that important. You know, Kyle Kalinske says something like, oh, if it's about voting for a woman, so you would have just straight up voted for Sarah Palin just because, you know what I mean? And he usually throws them for a loop. And they get defensive. But yeah, Azealia Banks is one of those people, and she's not to be taken serious. And she says outrageous things like this all the time. But I don't think she says it just to get attention. I think she truly believes the outrageous things she is saying. Yeah, that's it, guys. Do with that as you will. Look, please don't forget, if you can afford it, if it's in your budget, to donate to Andrew Yang. If you haven't watched the Nerds for Yang podcast that I was on, what we're doing is, for the month of November, we're trying to get Andrew Yang $50,000, right? It's me and 11 other channels. And we're all trying to raise this money this month. And look, the two channels that raise the most money will get an exclusive interview with Andrew Yang. So me here on Read My Lips will be able to ask Andrew Yang some questions. And if I am one of those people that's gonna, be able to do this interview with Yang, once I find that out, what I'm gonna do is set up a situation where you guys can give me questions that you may have. Okay? And I'll credit you if your name is, Yang 2287. I'll ask Yang, so this person, Yang 2287, wants to know, etc. And I'll get some of your questions in. I'll take 6 questions, from you guys. I'll pick them at random and ask that for Yang. If I'm one of the channels that can, get this interview with Yang. Even if I'm not one of those channels, even if I don't rate, if I'm in the top 2, even if I'm not in the top 2 to raise money for Yang, if you want him to proceed further, this is do or die time, donate. The link is in the description below. It's through ActBlue. And we can do this, right? We can do this as a collective. It's not out of reach. All right, guys? So if you like what you see, if you like what you hear, please like, comment, and subscribe. I really appreciate it. If you don't, let me know in the comment section why. I'm always down to talk about it. Usually this is where I tell you I have a PayPal and a Venmo in the description, but you don't even got to donate to me. Donate to Yang. Every little bit helps. Hopefully I'll be talking to you guys soon. Have a good one. Peace.